All right, so today I'm going to go over today and yesterday's action. I'll talk about NQ and then what else I'm looking at and what I've been trading. So, starting off with NQ, I've been bullish this whole week, but as you guys know, I don't like longing with liquidity below me, right? So, I had Monday's low marked out, and then possibly this low, right? But mainly Monday's low, okay? Because this is the range we're currently within. Now, yesterday I was looking for something like this, okay? That's what I wanted FOMC to do, okay? So when FOMC went higher, I was waiting for this low to be taken to long, right? As a bullish turtle soup and a daily gap with the daily range. But, as we can see, right, no indices took this low. We did not take any liquidity before going higher, right? So I was not interested in anything here or today. And let me tell you why today. So obviously we're bullish. Okay, I don't want to short a market like this. But when I see no liquidity being taken, number one. Number two, Asia rallied, London rallied. What do I expect New York to do? Right, probably be a little bit choppy, which we had a little bit of an AM session trend, and then we came back down, right? But there, as you guys can see, right, there's no concisive moves. When you look at a trade like this, right, a trading day that looks like this, versus, let's say, a day that looks like this, right? There's a clear defined difference of this having structure to support turtle soups, to support open high expansion, right? Versus a day where we have yet to take any liquidity and we just randomly pump towards the dollar. Okay. Which is the number one reason why I did not take anything today, was because I don't like longing up here, and I also don't like longing when we don't take these lows, right? I don't like doing either, okay? Also, when we expand for what? Almost 18 hours. Yeah, pretty much 18 hours. I'm not expecting a whole lot, which we didn't really get a whole lot. Just up, down, up, down, up, down all day, right? No real one-sided moves, one-sided directional moves that we want to see. Okay, so I shifted my focus, and let me talk about my dole first for NQ. My drawn liquidity is still this high. We have a rejection block that we're retracing off of right now, so I'm anticipating some sort of soup tomorrow, possibly this low, to get us to that high. Okay. Any questions on NQ before I move on? Or anything you guys want to cover? Nothing? Nothing? Cool. Alright. We'll go to Bitcoin next. And everything I'm showing you guys works on any pair, anything you trade, right? The market moves the same way. So if you're seeing a setup on Bitcoin, it'd look the exact same on NQ, right? Which is why I'm focusing on other pairs right now, because NQ is very sloppy, right? It's not concisive. We're just sideways, random pump, sideways, random pump. Okay. Didn't take any liquidity on this. Didn't take any liquidity on this. All right. NQ's in some fuckery right now, which I'm trying to avoid. All right. But for Bitcoin, as you guys know, I called for higher right around here. I think it was this Tuesday. Now I got in a small position here, but I ended up taking it off at this high, and I realized after we souped this low that we were still bullish, so I looked for an entry, or re-entry, excuse me. What I saw was we had souped, right? This low took this high, right? This low purged these highs. So when we come back to it and turtle soup this low, I now know we're still holding bullish momentum, right? And not only that, this high that took this low, we gapped through, right? We displaced this high that took this low. So this is telling me that we're holding bullish, right? We're rejecting important lows and we're displacing through important highs, right? So I'm bullish. What do we create? Well, we create a daily order block. Okay, so I mark this out, and I fractalize my key level. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, well, we have an hourly order block right here. Okay, with also a low that took this high, right? So this would usually be a valid turtle soup candidate. So why didn't I wait for that? ETH took it. Okay, so I now have SMT on this low. I have an hourly order block. I have a daily order block, right? Now all I need, right, after as I identify my key levels, is I need time and I need liquidity. Okay. Time being we're under this range, right? Look on a 4 hour. We have a clear defined range. Oops. Right here. I'll delete this just to make it cleaner. Okay. So we put in a low right here. What do I expect the lows? I expect them to be double tapped, right? One tap. So this is my key candle. I'm now looking for this to get souped. Alright? This is now what I want to see get souped because it took this intermediate term low into this order block. How'd you know to get into that entry on the previous sweep? Yeah, I'll show you. Okay? But this one is my key candle, right? You guys will understand that. Key candle. Okay? Now, why didn't I get in here? Now I'll go to the 1 minute to show you. Why did I not soup this low and I soup this low? Well, we souped it at 9 o'clock, right? And this is the 9 o'clock candle. What did this candle do? We opened high, turtle souped, CSD'd, OTE, expansion. Open high, turtle soup, expansion, retracement, expansion. Okay? I don't trade the end of old candles, number one. And I need an open low. Okay? So I'm not trusting this low. I now need this low to be swept. And you'll notice, right? What does this low do? This low creates a even smaller range below my high time frame range, right? High time frame range, low time frame range. Okay? And I'm trying to align myself with a power of 3, right? So when I see 12 o'clock open, and we instantly have a fat candle lower into this key level below this low, right? I now have everything I need. I have a liquidity pool. I have a key level. I have my reaction, right? My single tap, my double tap, okay? And I have my power of 3, right? That's all I need. So once this opens lows, or excuse me, once this opens low into my key level, I long. And as soon as we closed above this, I added on another account. The second we closed above this and tapped it, right? If you notice, CSDs like this hold a lot, right? You'll see on Euro, my long this morning right here, which I'll explain. Big beefy candle into a liquidity pool, a soup. Once we get above it, expansion. Okay? Watch for the similarities. So that's what I'm looking at. Big beefy candle. I enter inside of my key level, expansion up, and my first TP was this high, and my second TP is this high. Okay? And this is how you get very precise entries. Right? My first TP is a 1 to 8R, 1 to 7.8R. But when you're aligning yourself with order flow, right? My full TP is is 21R, almost 22R. Okay, all off of what I just framed to you. All right, this is why it's important to trade alongside high time frame order flow in your bias. All right, mixing everything together. So now that I frame that, we'll go to Euro for my long today. Or any questions about that before I move on? So because that candle was still within the 9 or 11. Yep. You have to, whenever you're entering, you always need to think of aligning yourself with a power of 3, right? If I'm entering on a candle when it's opening low, I'll most likely be in the wick of that candle. If you're entering on a candle that opened high and you're trying to long it, you're pretty much longing this, right? Not only that, what added to my confluence, I forgot to tell you this, was Bitcoin's 4-hour chart opens at 12. And this happened to be the exact time of my entry. Right? What did this 4-hour candle do? It opened, instantly took the low, instantly pumped. Could you maybe go over the power of 3 photo you posted, or should we do the power call? Yeah, I can go over that real quick. Here, let me find it. All right. So this one, right? What does this look at, right? How did I use this for this trade? Okay. All you need is these 3 things in every single trade that you take. You need a key level, you need a manipulation time, and you need a liquidity pool. Right? I'll show you both of these on my Bitcoin and Euro long today. Right? But think, the number one thing you need is a high time frame key level. The second thing you should be thinking about is time, which is power of 3. And the third thing you should be thinking about is a liquidity pool. Okay? Time, 12 o'clock. Key level, daily order block. Liquidity pool. And you're met with that, right? That is, in the most simplest form, how to execute with precision, is to have all 3 of those in alignment, right? You need a high probable high time frame key level with order flow. You need manipulation time being a power of 3. And you need a liquidity pool that you're buying below. Okay. Does it go deeper than that? You said study it. No, it doesn't. And that's why people get, I guess it goes over their head a lot. Because this, literally, there's a reason there's only 3 things on this. Because this 3 is all that you need to frame a setup. I don't have a lot of lines on my chart. I have a key level, I have a liquidity pool, and I'm consciously thinking about time. That's it. Right? That's legit all that you need for a high probable setup. Same with my Euro setup, right? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Liquidity pool and key level. That's all I ever have. That's all I ever have on my chart. You can trade a 4-hour power of 3. You can trade an hourly power of 3. You can trade a daily power of 3. It's all dependent. It's all dependent. Like here, let me show you the setup. Daily time frame. We just tapped into a daily FEG. Okay. Before this high was taken, okay, so this is a KOD, right? We go close to the high, we retrace, turtle soup, expansion, right? What do we do on this turtle soup that I was asleep for, right? Okay, well, we create a 4-hour order block. Okay, so I mark out the body and I fractalize it. Okay, and this one will be saucy for you guys. Why did I pick this 4-hour order block, right? Well, because number one, we always work high time frame down, right? I want to see a high time frame key level over a lower time frame key level, right? The first thing that you can obviously see, right, is this 4-hour order block. So that's what I'm using. Okay, so I mark my 4-hour order block. I go to an hourly. I notice we have a breaker here, right? Low, high, lower, low, higher, high. And what I tell you guys all the time, breakers leave breakaway gaps. Breakers leave breakaway gaps. What is below this breaker? This gap here, right? This is exactly where I put my stop loss on this trade. Anticipating this breaker to leave this unfilled, and everyone who wants to enter down here to miss it. And everyone enters in all these FEGs to get ran through. Right? Yeah, exactly. It's efficient. There's no need to go down here. Okay? So I knew that I had a good stop loss. Go to a 15-minute. Actually, let's go straight to a 1 because we already have everything marked out. If I mark out 9 a.m., there's a 9 a.m. candle right here. Here's the 10 a.m. candle. And here's the 11 a.m. candle. Again, liquidity pool, key level, time. I have a key level. Why didn't I choose this liquidity pool? What do you answer? Why didn't I enter here under this liquidity pool? Open high, exactly. 9 o'clock, opens high, turtle soups, expands lower. So I do what? I align myself with time, I align myself with a key level, and I align myself with a liquidity pool. When do you know these bodies are double tap or the wicks? The order block for double tap. I like using the bodies just because it's wicks are gaps, but it is really you know, sometimes I'll use a wick. It's kind of just like you just got to see it, you got to feel it. I really don't have an answer to tell you because you know I do sometimes use wicks, but it's more so like an experience thing of you know I've seen certain order blocks wicks work, certain order blocks bodies work. So but yeah, I didn't enter here because of that. I waited for 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, what liquidity pool does 10 o'clock gravitate towards first? The lows, right? This doesn't sweep anything. Yeah, exactly, depends on the size. But 10 a.m. opens low, turtle soups. That's my entry. This is my stop loss. My first target. Delete that. And if you also notice, right, what's 11 a.m. do? 11 a.m. opens, expands. Okay. So I know that I'm good. Oh, let me delete these lines. Yep, third candle. It's a quick candle. Okay. My first partial right here. Okay, partial 1, partial 2, partial 3. Actually, yeah, this should be up here. 1, 2, 3. Right. all framed. Daily high to low, or excuse me, low to high. 4 hour low to high. This 4 hour low to high. Yep, there's some sauce for you. I hope that was clean and not confusing. You know, it's very simple when you look at it in terms like that. Yep, lots to learn. You can see though how you can catch these crazy entries. You know, just this trade is 42R to the high. Another reason why I've been swinging more lately. Yep, I could lose 42 trades, and this one trade would make up for it. Right? That's the power of simplicity, I guess you could say. But I'm going to end the recording here. That covers everything that I've been looking at the past 2 days. Is this call recorded? Yes, it is. I'll be posting this one up right after this. So.